and welcome to Bottoms Down, Chair Yoga for Everyone. I'm Carol. I'm so glad you've joined us today. Check out the sections on the Bottoms Down YouTube channel homepage, which make it easier to find classes by length, or by purpose, or by body area. And if you haven't already, please click that subscribe button. Don't forget it's free and we'd love to hear from you, so leave a comment. In today's practice, we'll explore poses to reset for the new year. It's a great time to reset our mind and body, breathe into the new year, and get ready for all of its possibilities. You'll only need a chair for today's class, and let's get started. All right, we're going to take a moment to ground our feet to the earth. So remember, we've got those 4 pressure points in the feet. Make sure they're all 4 points in both feet are equally weighted on the floor. And the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and think about our sits bones, making sure they're equally weighted on the chair. Let's close our eyes. Begin to just breathe naturally, feeling that natural breath. Just kind of note the rhythm of your breath. We're going to move that breath down into the diaphragm. So as you inhale, we're filling the lungs from the bottom up. Your belly will extend. And as we exhale, we actively pull the belly button in towards our spine and we push the air up and out of the lungs. Do that a few times. Go ahead and breathe normally. We're going to continue with that diaphragmatic breath. I want you to inhale to 4 counts and exhale to 5, something like this. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And breathe normally. Bring your hands to your heart. Set your intentions for today's practice. One more breath here. Bring your hands back down to your thighs. Open your eyes. We're going to look to the right, so just gently looking in one direction. Then we're going to look center, and then let's look the other direction. And look center. Let's do that one more time. See if you can take that gaze a little bit further over your shoulder. And center. And then let's go the other way. And center. Good job. Mountain pose. Bring those hands down towards the floor, fingertips towards the floor, palms are facing out. And it's an active movement, right? Not just kind of hanging out here and really pushing those fingertips down towards the floor. Belly is tight. Come to GoHPO Arms. Squeeze your shoulder blades behind you, really squeezing, opening up through the heart. Fingertips to the ceiling, shoulders are down, okay? Excellent. All right, so I'm going to grab my wrist, doesn't matter which one, lengthen, and then lean into it. So for me personally, I grabbed my right wrist, and so I'm leaning that direction, right? So you want the wrist that you've grabbed, you're pulling gently on it, and you're feeling that stretch all the way down. Let's come up, grab that other wrist, lengthen up towards the ceiling, and then lean. So again, I'm not only feeling this hip tip to armpit, but then armpit all the way out that pinky finger. Really feel that stretch. Oh, that should feel good. One more breath. Come back up and release. Really, really good. Okay, so we're going to move into half Lord of the Fishes pose. So we're going to take our right knee and we're going to open it. Okay, now I've got one knee facing me and then one knee facing the side wall. Okay, you should be feeling a pretty good stretch on the inner thigh. Okay, take that left hand, We're going to bring it all the way across our body and grab the chair, okay? So you're going to grab the back of your chair. You're going to lengthen through the spine, crown of the head to the ceiling. Then you're going to turn and look over the back of your chair. So you're not looking at me anymore. You're looking the other way, over the back of your chair. Let's release that, and we're going to do that one more time. Bring that arm all the way across your body. Lift the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Turn and look over the back of your chair and breathe. One more breath here. Let's release that. Go ahead and bring that knee forward, and we're going to do the other side, okay? Left knee opens up. Feel that inner thigh stretch first. Make sure this knee is right towards me, and the other knee is towards that opposite wall, okay? So feeling a good inner thigh stretch. All right, are we ready? Right hand comes all the way across the body. Grab the chair, lift, and twist. So you're looking over the back of your chair. You should feel a pretty good stretch on this inner thigh of that right leg. Don't let that knee fold in, okay? Keep that knee open. Feel that stretch. Let's release it and do that one more time. All the way across, grab the chair, lift, and twist. And breathe. One more breath here. And release. Go ahead and face forward and grab a sip of water. We're going to move into a series called Windmill Arms. So we will take our right knee and we're going to open it nice and wide. Then that left knee is going to join it. So we're facing the other direction, okay? Take your arms up to the ceiling. Shoulders are down out of the ears, okay? So super important that we keep those shoulders down. Our abdominals are super engaged, belly tight. All right, now we're going to start with this outside arm and we're going to windmill to where we're looking over the back of our chair. My knees are staying forward. My hips are forward. The action is happening right at the rib cage. Bring those hands back up to the ceiling, and then we're going to windmill the other way. Now you're looking out towards me, okay? Does that make sense? All right. Now, come back up, hands to the ceiling, GoHPO arms, squeeze your shoulder blades behind your back, look up slightly. Just a tiny back bend here, belly stays tight, squeeze your shoulder blades behind you. Hands back up to the ceiling. We're going to rotate one more time. Here we go. Rotate, look over the back of your chair. Up we go. Rotate the other way. Up we go. Bend those elbows, GoHPO arms, squeeze, look up slightly. One more breath and release. Good job. Let's face forward. Okay. We're going to do that on the other side now. So we're going to open up wide, bring this other knee forward. Now we're facing the other direction, okay? Hands to the ceiling, shoulders are down out of the ears. Initiate the movement with the outside arm. Here we go. Rotate around, windmill. You're looking over the back of your chair. Shoulders stay down, hips stay forward, knees are forward. All right, bring those hands back up and keep on going. We're going to windmill the other way. Action is happening right at the rib cage. You got it. Here we go. Back up to the ceiling. Bend those elbows. Looking up slightly. One more breath. Hands to the ceiling. Let's do it again. Here we go. Windmill. You're looking over the back of your chair. Hands back up to the ceiling. Windmill the other way. Hands back up to the ceiling, bend those elbows, GoHPO arms, squeeze the shoulder blades behind you, look up slightly. Bring those hands back to the ceiling, bring them down, and face forward. How did that feel? Did you feel a good movement right in the ribs, right? That's where the action was happening, right there at that rib cage. Good for those oblique muscles. Okay, so what we're going to do next is called horse pose. So we're going to heel, toe, our feet out nice and wide, okay? And I do want the toes to be out at a diagonal. So your knees are in alignment with those toes. A pretty good stretch happening right here in the inner thighs. Do you feel that? All right, very good. So the first thing we're going to do is bring our hands to heart, and then we're going to lift that left heel off the floor. All right, we're going to put it down. We're going to lift the other heel off the floor and put it down, and lift and down, and lift and down, lift and down, lift and down. One more, lift and down, lift and down. Just place your hands here and heel toe those feet. Well, I guess it's not going to work putting your hands there, is it? Because your legs are going to come in. I just want you to give those legs a little break. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so we're going to do that same thing again, but this time we're going to be lifting both heels at the same time. So this is really good for your feet. It's a good stretch for your feet. We want to keep our feet mobile, right? So we want them to be able to move through that natural motion and not just shuffle. We want to move. So that's one of the things that this particular pose helps us do. So let's go again. Heel, toe, heel, toe. So we've got that nice wide stance. Our knees are in alignment with those toes. Bring your hands to your heart. Belly stays tight. Are we ready? Let's start with the right heel this time. Lift and lower. Other side. Lift and lower. And switch. Lift and lower. And switch. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. One more. Each side. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Okay, are we ready? Now we're going to lift both at the same time and hold. Belly stays tight. Lower and lower. Now start with the other side. Lift and lift, hold. And lower. Okay, ready? Lift and lift, hold. Lower and lower. Again, lift and lift, hold and breathe. One more breath. Lower it and lower it. Now, put your hands on your thighs, and we're going to heel toe in just 2 times, all right? 1, 2. Now, I have to come a little bit further in my chair. We're going to let our knees fall in. So a little internal hip rotation, okay? So kind of whatever feels good for you. So if you're like, if you're here and you're feeling like, I don't know that there's that much to this, maybe you heel toe your feet a little bit wider and then see, because I do want you to feel it here. I want you to feel the stretch happening as we internally rotate. So if you need to take your feet a little bit wider for that, go for it. One more breath. Okay, let's release it, and then we're going to do it one more time. So little internal hip rotation. We do a lot of external hip rotation, but we don't often do this, and it's good. All right, one more breath. Here we go. Now, you're going to heel toe your feet in just a little bit. You do want to have space between your legs, but I want you to feel like you're solidly on the chair, all right? So whatever that means for you, go ahead and take that moment. So the first thing we're going to do is child's pose. Then we're going to move into a forward fold, and then we're going to add a rag doll. So as always in my class, you don't ever have to add on. So these are building poses, one building on top of the other. If you want to stick with one or the first version or the second version, stick with it. If you don't want to continue on, it's all good. So the first thing we're going to do is child's pose. So we're keeping the back flat. We're going to let our heart fall forward. Now, my arms are resting on my thighs, but my palms are facing down between my legs, okay? Begin to let your heart fall a little bit further. Just whatever feels good for you. We're hanging out here. We'll want one more breath, and then we're going to roll it up nice and slow. And we're going to take a little break. So as you come up, you may feel that low back. That's what's working, right? So make sure you pull those abdominals in. We want to protect that low back, but you're still getting some work. Okay, so the next thing, the add-on here, and we're going to go through this whole series twice, so maybe you play around with which one feels better for you. So the next version is forward fold. So there's 2 ways you can do forward fold. One is you're going to let your heart fall forward, and you're going to grab maybe your shins, okay, or maybe your ankles, or maybe your feet come to the floor. Try to let your head fall, right? So we want to try to let that head hang out. So this is an inversion.
We're going to hang out here for 2 more breaths. We have 1 more breath. Now pull your abdominals in super tight, belly button to spine, and roll up slowly. Really, really slowly, because once you're in an inversion, your blood is down, and then when you lift up, I don't want you to get dizzy, right? So we want to take it slow as we come up. So how did that feel? Now the last piece we're going to add on, okay, so we're going to come down into that same forward fold, but then if it feels okay, you're going to let go and grab your elbows, and you'll hang down, and you should feel a nice stretch into the back, okay? So here we go. First of all, we're in child's pose, and maybe this is where you want to stay. It's fine. Maybe you want to go to your forward fold holding on to your ankles. That's fine. Maybe you want to go to your forward fold with your hands on the floor. That's great. All right, are we ready? Wherever you are, if you want to, release and grab your elbows and hang out in ragdoll. So go ahead and nod your head yes. Shake your head no. Nod your head yes. Drop your hands back down to the floor or to your ankles or to your legs. Roll it up slowly. Taking a moment, making sure that you're not dizzy, and release. How did that feel? That feel okay? Excellent. All right. Okay, let's grab a sip of water. We're going to come to standing on the right side of our chair. Okay, so we're going to be doing a series. It's really for body awareness. So we'll be doing a little bit of feet work. And if it's okay for you to close your eyes, do so. If that doesn't feel good for you, then you'll just soften your eyes and look down. I don't want you to let your head fall down and look down. I want you to just let your eyes look down. Okay? Does that make sense? All right. Belly is going to stay tight through the entire thing. And if it's okay, go ahead and close those eyes. And then you're going to let go of the chair and bring your hands to heart. Okay, so you might begin to feel a little wavering happening. That happens with our eyes closed. It's some good balance work. Pull your belly button into your spine. Lift those pelvic floor muscles. Now, we're going to let our weight fall towards the front, so our balls of our feet and the toes. Now, the heels do not come off the mat though, right? The heels stay down, but the weight is forward. Now, bring your weight center, and then you're going to bring the weight to the heels, and you're going to lift all 10 toes. Go ahead and bring the weight center. Let your weight come to the right foot. Your left foot stays on the mat. It doesn't lift, but the weight is in that right side. Come back center, and then go to the other side. Come back center. Weight forward. Weight center. Now, as you bring your weight to the back, I want you to lift the 5 toes of the left foot. Starting with your pinky, put them down one at a time. Now, lift the toes of the right foot, starting with the big toe, put them down one at a time. Bring your weight forward into the balls of the feet. Bring the weight center. Now, as you bring the weight back into the heels, lift all 10 toes. Starting with your pinky toes, let's put them down one at a time. Bring your weight forward. Bring your weight center. Bring your weight back. Now lift the 5 toes of the right foot, starting with the pinky, put them down one at a time. Lift the 5 toes of the other foot, starting with the big toe, put them down one at a time. Forward, center, back. Lift all 10 toes, put them down. Bring your hands down by your side and open your eyes. How did that feel? Very body awareness, isn't it? Whenever you close your eyes and really feel the movement of those feet. It's really good. Okay, so I'm going to move forward just a little bit, and the only reason is we're going to move into a sun salutation. And as I make my arm swing, you don't want to hit the back of your chair. Are we ready? Bring your hands to heart. We're going to make that big circle all the way up into mountain pose, and bring your hands to your heart. Let's go ahead and come back up to mountain pose and make that big circle around and bring your hands to heart. Okay, we're going to do that just like that one more time before we add on. Big circle, add that breath if you want to. That's your inhale. Exhale as you bring your hands to heart. Inhale, up we go to mountain. Exhale as we make that big circle around and bring our hands to our heart. Okay, so now this time we're going to add a forward fold and then a halfway lift. I'll show you. All right, are we ready? But remember, abdominal is super strong through the whole thing. This is a little bit of back work, so make sure those abdominals stay strong to protect that back. Here we go. Big circle. Up. Bring your hands to your heart. Add that breath if you want. Up we go as your inhale. Now, as we dive forward, let that heart begin to come forward, right? Swan dive. There you go. Beautiful. Now, place your hands on your shins. We're going to lengthen through the spine. So your head is trying to reach the wall in front of you, and your tail is trying to reach the wall behind you. So you're really stretching through the spine. And then we're going to forward fold. So just let your upper body fall down, folding in. Bend your knees, and then we're going to roll up slowly. Okay, and bring your hands to your heart. Okay, let's do that just like that again before we add on. Up we go. Bring your hands to your heart. Back to mountain pose. Dive it forward. Beautiful work. That's your exhale. Inhale on that halfway lift. Stretch. Forward fold is your exhale. And then we're going to roll it up. Bend those knees and roll it up slowly. Now the last thing we're going to add, if you so desire, instead of the bending the knees and rolling up slowly, we're going to reverse swan dive up. That's only if it feels okay on your back, okay? Let's do it. Here we go. Up. Mountain pose. Bring your hands to heart. Up we go. Dive it forward into that swan dive. You got it. Halfway lift. Hands on shins. Really lengthen through the spine. Forward fold. Now, if it feels okay, we're going to reverse swan dive. Back up to mountain pose and bring our hands to our heart. Let's do that again. Up we go. Dive it forward, belly button to spine. Hands on shins for that halfway lift. Lengthen through that spine. Forward fold, let the head fall. Reverse swan dive all the way back up. Mountain pose, hands to heart. Last time, we've got this. Up we go. Diving forward. Halfway lift. Hands on those shins. Really lengthen through that spine. Forward fold. Let the head fall. Reverse swan dive. Up we go. Mountain pose. And bring your hands to your heart. Excellent work. Have a seat. Grab a sip of water. So we're going to come forward in our chair and clasp your hands behind your back. Now, if that doesn't feel good, you can just grab the back of your chair. It's fine, okay? But I want you to really feel like you're lifting up through the heart, squeezing your shoulder blades behind. Now, we're just going to take our nose and begin to make little bitty tiny circles in one direction. Doesn't matter which direction, but just pay attention because we'll switch it. Now, we're going to begin to make those circles a little bit bigger. And a little bit bigger. And pretty big. All right, let's go ahead and start tightening that coil back up. A little bit smaller circles. A little bit smaller circles. Tiny, tiny circles. And stop. Okay, let's reverse it. Little circles first. And then we're going to make a little bit bigger. Keep on making them bigger, right? Just Opening up that coil. Now we've got a pretty big circle going, and let's begin to tighten that coil up a little bit, and a little bit more, and a little bit more, until we've got that tiny, 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 tiny circle, and release. Really, really good. Okay, we're going to do a chin to chest neck stretch. So we're going to place the palms of our hands in our lap. Extend your thumbs out. And so that one palm is stacked on top of the other. We're going to bring those palms up. We're going to place them right here at the back of our head. Bring your elbows in. And then you're just going to use your thumbs to give the back of the neck a little massage. So I'm just rubbing the back of my neck a little bit with those thumbs. All right, now we're going to bring those elbows even closer and then look down at your lap. So it's just a gentle stretch here. I don't want you pulling on the neck. You're letting the weight of your elbows and gravity is what's actually giving you the stretch. Just one more breath. Go ahead and come up, bring those elbows up to the ceiling. And let's just do that one more time. Are we ready? Here we go. Last time. Just a little bit of a stretch here for the back of the neck. The elbows are to the floor. Letting gravity do the work. We're not pulling on it. One more breath. Go ahead and bring those elbows up and release. And then just kind of move around a little bit. Just a little free form. Woo! I feel that one. I don't know about you, but boy, that one gets me. It feels good. Okay, we're going to do some elbow circles. So I'm just simply going to take the palms of my hands and place them up on my shoulders. Now, bring your elbows upwards and then in together. All right? Now, we're going to take those elbows up to the ceiling. Then we're going to take them wide. Try to squeeze your shoulder blades behind you and then down to the floor. Let's do that again. Up we go. Kiss those elbows together. Send them up to the ceiling. Bring them back behind you and down to the floor. Now just hold on right here so your elbows are kind of pulling down on the tops of those shoulders. Do a head nod yes. And then a no. And then a yes. Now we're going to reverse that circle. So we're going to go back first. Then we're going to go up to the ceiling. Then we're going to touch them together. And then down. And let's do that again. Open. Squeeze behind you. Up to the ceiling. Kiss those elbows together in front. And down we go. And do a head nod yes. And a no. A yes. And release. Good. All right. We're going to move into staff pose. So let's move back just a little bit. I don't want you leaning back, but I don't want you to be right at the edge of the chair either. Feet are nice and grounded to the mat. Sits bones are grounded to the chair. We're going to place our hands right under our arms. And I want you to lift up through the chest. So the sternum is lifted, the shoulders are down, the crown of the head is towards the ceiling. Now, as you release, you're pulling up. As you release this, you're going to put your fingertips on the chair, but I want you to maintain that lifted sternum. Does that make sense? Is your belly tight? Are you lifting up through that? Staff pose. One more breath here. And release. Very, very good. Okay, so we're going to move into a seated twist. Your left hand is going to come on the outside of that opposite knee. Your other hand will come to the back of the chair. I want you to lift up nice and tall through the spine, and then you're going to turn. Pull this shoulder back. Turn and look over that shoulder. One more breath. Go ahead and face forward. Let's do the other side. So here we go. We're going to bring that hand out. Other hand back on the chair. Lengthen through the spine first. Pull that shoulder back. Turn and look. One more breath. And face forward. Okay, we're going to add one more thing on. So I'm going to cross my left leg over my right. Okay, so now my right hand is going to go on the outside of that top leg. Other hand back behind. Extend, pull the shoulder back, and turn and look. So it's just a gentle twist here, but if you want a little bit more, you can press this hand against that thigh and give yourself just a little additional twist. Let's release it and let's take that leg down and go to the other side. This hand is going to come to the outside of the thigh, opposite hand back, extend, pull that shoulder back, turn and look. Hold and breathe. One more breath here and release. Very good. Okay, let's take that right leg and extend it out in front of us, toes to the ceiling for pyramid pose. Lengthen through the spine. Let your heart fall forward, breathing into the stretch. Let's go ahead and roll back up to a seated. Do that again. Extend and hinge. Nice. Back side of that front leg and roll it up. Okay, let's do the other side. Extending that other leg long, toes to the ceiling, lengthen through the spine. Let that heart fall forward. I'm actually holding onto my thighs a little bit to give myself some support. Feel free to do that if you want. Roll it up, and let's do that again. Lengthen through the spine, shoulders stay down, belly stays tight. Let the heart fall forward, breathing. And roll it up. Really good. Okay, pigeon pose. So you've got options. You can cross ankle to ankle if that feels better for you, or you can go ahead and place that ankle in front of the knee. All right. So here we are in a seated pigeon, and this might feel really, really good for you. If you want a little bit more, you're going to lengthen through the spine and begin to let that heart fall forward, keeping the back flat. Should feel good. All right, let's go ahead and lift up, and we're going to do that one more time, just like that. Lengthen and hinge. If you want, you don't have to do this part, right? You can just hang out. Just seated pigeon. You don't need to let the heart fall forward if that doesn't feel good for you. All right, are we going to do the other side? Here we go. Remember, it can be ankle to ankle if that feels better for you, or it can be ankle to knee. We're going to lengthen first, and then just let that heart fall forward. Okay, go ahead and come up and do it one more time. That's your exhale as you move into that movement, and then just breathe. One more breath. Excellent work. All right, let's go ahead and sit back in our chair. Shoulders are down. You can lean back if you wish. Flip those palms up to the ceiling. Close your eyes and just breathe.
What are your choices? Your choice can make any situation miserable. Your choice can make any situation and day enjoyable. You may have more potential than any other person who has ever lived. Yet it is only your choice that enables that potential to be realized. Your life is subject to countless forces, to the designs of strangers, to random twists of fate. Your choice determines what you make of it all. Others are likely to define you by your heritage, your job title, your appearance, even the sound of your name. Much more than these things, though, you are defined by your choices. Your great fortune is that you are in control of those choices. You can keep them. You can change them. You can abandon them in whatever way you see as best. Through all your choices, you live a life that is uniquely you. Ask yourself often, what are your choices and where are they taking you?
Let's go ahead and open our eyes.
Drop that right ear to the right shoulder. Reach up with the right hand. Give the head a gentle tug as you press that left hand down towards the floor. Release it. Drop your chin towards the chest. Reach up with the hands. Give the head a gentle tug. Release it. Drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Reach up with your left hand. Give the head a gentle tug as you press that right hand down towards the floor. Release it. Look up just slightly. Open your mouth if you want to stretch your jaw. Bring your hands to your heart. Honoring one another, we say, Namaste. Thank you so much for joining today. I really appreciate it. Remember, click on that subscribe button, and I will see you next time.